Few new things I tried this year. The first one is oca. Oca is a European thing. It looks like a turmeric in terms of shape, and it tastes like a potato with lemon drops on it. It was successful, but at the end, most of my okra is eaten by rats. In our allotment, there are plenty of rats going around last year or so. So lessons learned, next time I need to protect my okra from the rats. But the result was good, but the end result wasn't good because all of them are eaten by rats. The second thing which I tried is snake gourd inside the greenhouse. I tried outside, but this year only inside the greenhouse. And I had 3 snake gourd fruit, which is really good, and I'll continue to do so. Last but not least, I've tried potatoes in a January month so that I can have at least one harvest first week of April, which I managed to get the harvest in mid of April. Wasn't great, but that's sufficient for us to keep going for a month or so, so that main crop comes out. These are the few things I would like to share with you. Hi there. This year it has been very successful in terms of poultry. We managed to hatch some of the fertile eggs at home, and also managed to put them in allotment. This is the cage and coop you must have seen in my other videos, and I can take this as good lessons learned how to start a small poultry at home, be it in your backyard garden or somewhere wherever you live, as long as you're aware of the rules and regulations as per the neighbors, if it's a home, if it's allotment, as per the allotment rules. Thank you very much. Another thing I started this year is green manure. There are many green manure you can try, and some of them are like a fenugreek, methi, field beans, and herb manures. So for example, this particular one is a field bean, here, in many places. Generally you start them in the month of August after you complete your crops, harvest or whatever, or September. So they have to be little bit. This year I tried a bit late, but I just want to see how it goes. And the other plants, like you see, these are the herbal green manure. That's called Suffolk mixed herbal green manure. I don't know what exactly it is, but that's a green manure. What you do with it is, once they grow that height or maybe that height, then you cut them back into the ground and they decompose within the ground. That's how they inject nutrition into the soil, and you can plant anything on top of it. This is fully organic way of supplying the nutrition to the soil. So this year I started on few beds, field beans and some of the herbal green manure and fenugreek wherever it's possible to do. I recommend you to do the same thing if you can, be it a pot or be it a bed or be it an area where you grow your vegetables. Highly recommended that you use the green manure, so that you don't need to supply any fertilizers, be it in a chemical form or be it in organic form. This is the natural way of doing farming or growing vegetables or anything, whatever you call it. This year has been one of the greatest year for me in terms of kick-starting the vegetables very early in the season. Because of this particular cold frame here, I grew peppers and aubergines and chilies over here, and another cold frame is this one. I grew all the leafy vegetables to start with, and then melons in it. So it was really working for me this year, and I would like to continue the same thing next year. I have tried different crops on the same bed. For example, this bed there were potatoes, and then followed by some of the beetroots and the golden purslane, methi, different varieties, and now the garlic has gone in as an autumn garlic, planting garlic. And this bed, for example, I have tried to start with methi, and then beetroot, and then kale and fennel. So these are the things that we could try every year to basically support the nature in terms of energy levels the soil needs by growing different crops on the same bed. However, you need to choose the right crops to support the soil. Do not grow the same thing on the same area. Yeah, you can do as long as you supply the nutrients, but I would recommend to change the crops so that you don't need to supply any nutrients. Plant themselves will put some nutrients into the ground